Hello, everyone. This is Julie Bond, Project Manager for Best Workplaces for Commuters, and welcome to today's 2013 Race to Excellence Kickoff. Today we're going to be featuring Smart Trips of Knoxville, Tennessee's Gold Level program. We're very excited to bring you this informative live session today. And today's session will be recorded, and the link will be sent out for on-demand viewing. Copies of the presentation are available. If you look at the top right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the paper icon. It looks like 3 sheets of paper, and you can click on that to get a copy of today's presentation. If you have questions, please type them in the Q&A box. It's located at the top left of your screen, and we'll answer your questions after all the presentations have been provided today. Today's agenda is going to include a membership update from Jennifer Eiley, and then we'll have an overview of the Race to Excellence from Naveen Georgie. Our guests today are Alyssa Eshery and Sarah Martin from Smart Trips of Knoxville, Tennessee. They're going to present their innovative award-winning program. I also wanted to mention that I've had the honor to attend their BWC recognition and award ceremonies in Knoxville for the past 2 years. And they've done a really great job promoting BWC and using the program to bring local and national recognition in their area. So I think you're really going to enjoy their presentation today. Best Workplaces for Commuters is managed by the National Center for Transit Research here in Tampa at the University of South Florida. The center is home to the Commuter Choice Certificate Program, and also many of you are members of our popular TDM listserv. I'm now going to turn the time over to Jennifer Eiley, and she's going to give a quick membership update for all of you.
Thanks, Julie. If you're wondering how you might apply or renew and update your BWC membership, the best way to do that is visit our website at bestworkplaces.org, and there you'll find the online application. Once you meet this national standard of excellence and pay the annual membership dues, you'll receive benefits that include recognition, free web conferences, networking, and much more. Your membership is valid for 1 year from the date of payment, and the renewals will be sent at the end of each membership year. Some of the high-level benefits that you receive as a member include national recognition, and we use local and national press releases as well as social media announcements. You'll receive access to the help desk with over 400 questions and answers, as well as case studies and briefs, including the updated 2013 Commuter Benefits Brief. You will receive the framed recognition certificate, networking, the Race to Excellence recognition, which of course we're kicking off today, many more web conferences, and members-only access to view our previous web conferences on demand. You will also have access to one-on-one assistance at any time if you need it. The BWC Help Desk, as I mentioned, has over 400 questions and answers, and I'd like to point out that it also now has the Race to Excellence 2013 information. So if you have a question or need to clarify something, feel free to look in the Help Desk about the race this year. So with that, I'd like to turn the time over to Naveen Georgie. Naveen?
Thanks, Jennifer. Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're here, and we're all excited about kicking off our Race to Excellence this year. And I'm glad you joined us, and I hope I get you as excited as I am to kick off the Race to Excellence. So what is the Race to Excellence? I know most of you know that, but for newcomers, we just want to encourage you and recognize you for all you do throughout the year, from promoting commuter benefits and doing events and being so creative. And we want to know more about what you do. And this is, the race is a challenge for you to share with us what you've been doing throughout the year. To answer some questions that you may be thinking about, who is eligible to participate? Employers are, small or large employers are, universities are, and supporting agencies, which are the TTM agencies that help you or assist you in providing the commuter benefits. They may be the rideshare agencies that you use, or the guaranteed ride home provider, any agency that supports you in promoting commuter benefits. And you can enter the race as an employer or a small employer. You can be a university or a supporting agency, like we just mentioned, any of the agencies we mentioned. To be eligible as an employer or university, you have to be a current BWC member, and you have to pre-register, and we have sent the registration link to our mailing list. And the easiest way, if you don't want to search in your emails, is to go to our website, and the announcement is available there, and the link is available from our bestworkplaces.org. So you have to pre-register for the race, and of course you have to agree to utilize the BWC logo. If you're entering as a supporting agency, you still have to pre-register, and you can be a current member, or you can be a promoter of BWC as a supporting agency. So how do you participate? We have this link again. If you can want to access it, like Jennifer mentioned, you can download this presentation. You will have access to this link. Go to our website and you have access to the link, or email us and we'll send you this link so you can register for the race. Some important dates, and I'll go over the dates one more time in the end, so because these are important, and we want you all to start gearing up and start getting your participation slides ready for us. The race will be held from August 1st to October 31st. Now, you have to complete and submit the application and the supporting materials, and we'll go through a little bit of detail on that by November 15th of this year. And we're going to have a virtual award ceremony in January of next year after we get everything from you. We will have this really exciting and fun virtual award ceremony where we highlight some of the entries that we had. And we, of course, announce the winners of the medals and the winners of the certificate. So, so what will you receive? If you're asking yourself that question, I'm glad you asked that. You will receive national recognition, and from that you might we might help you do press releases, and you might, because you won or because you participated in the race, you will receive a certificate and you will receive a medal. And all these recognitions can be used as you put press releases, as you announce it to your local community. So there is multiple ways you get recognition because you participated in the Race to Excellence. So this year we have, you can win a bronze, silver, or gold medal, and we have a best of category in each of these levels. So you can have a best of in as you participate as an employer or a supporting agency, and we will have even a best of recognition for you. Okay, the way we evaluate the entries that you provide for us, you have to you have to provide us with achievements in these 5 categories. Not all of them at once, but you can, and we will talk about this, but let me go through quickly what is the 5 different achievements that you can participate in. Let's say you upgraded or offered more benefits to your employees, or you increased participation in your as an employer, or you just had you had events that signed up more people. We want to know about that. We want to know how you promoted the BWC brand, and we'll talk some about that as well. And if you recruited and educated more individuals to BWC. And the fifth one, we kind of say other, but it's anything that we didn't catch in the 1 to 4. So this will be open for your creativity and your innovation. You don't have to meet, like we said, you don't have to meet all 5 of them, but these are open for you to participate in. The first one, and we'll go through a little bit detail in each one of the 5. The first one is to upgrade or offer new commuter benefits. Or as a supporting agency, you helped other employers upgrade or provide new commuter benefits. So if you're an employer, large or small, or a university, we want you to describe what new benefits you are offering and throughout this year, and how these were added to qualify for BWC or to increase employee participation. We also want you to tell us what tactics and metrics you used to get these benefits added. How did you do it, and what exactly the upgrade or the increase was. And as a supporting agency, same thing, we want a description of how you helped other employers upgrade or add more benefits, and emphasize how you did that. Describe to us how you were able to accomplish that. The second achievement is how did you increase employee participation in commuter benefits? Or as a supporting agency, again, how did you help an employer increase the participation? And in this category, we want you to also describe how did you accomplish the increase and what was it? If at all possible, we want you to quantify the results. How many employees participated this year as compared to last year? A percentage or a number would be great. And we want you to describe and share with us the marketing that you did to attain that increase. So we want to know the details of how you accomplished your goals and how did you accomplish the increase. And for supporting agencies, same thing, except we want to know exactly how you help the employer increase participation in the program. And again, you can include the description of your tactics and any applicable metrics you can come up with to help us understand how you accomplished an increase in employee participation. The third out of the 5 achievements is for employers and universities, and if that's the category you are entering as, we want you to describe how you promoted your designation as a BWC, first to your employees and then to the general public. And as you all know, and as members of BWC or supporting agencies to BWC members, the best way to do that is, or that we have discovered in the past that you used, is recognize the BWC logo in events or in handouts or signs. I love this one of the sign that is on a bus. I don't know that we had that happen so many times, but we hope it will. So that's really a big accomplishment. And take pictures. Don't forget to take pictures. And also in events, whether you have a BWC poster that you want, whether it's a permanent kiosk or information table that you always have available, whether you display with pride our BWC logo. And over here, I think this is District 5. We have a big poster, and BWC brochures are being handed out. So that's one of the events. So there is many ways you can promote that, and we have a few other ideas we'll share with you, and I'm sure all of you are doing it. Just tell us what it is you did and how you did it. For supporting agencies, also, how did you use the BWC brand and designation in your presentations or in your engagements? Did you give out anything that has the BWC sign on it? If you have a BWC booth, anything that you utilized our brand in, we want to know about that. And this is an example for everybody on their website, how you can create a buzz about your organization and how you became a BWC member. This is an example. I meant to kind of sneak it in here because next year we will have as one of our categories Best Work Site. That's the new BWC designation that we started this year, and we hope to have more Best Work Sites. So this is how one of our Best Work Sites created a buzz online in their homepage about how they won the BWC designation as a Best Work Site. So what we're asking you to do is use the Best Workplaces logo, and it does provide you with provide more recognition, and really it shows your commitment to commuter benefits and to the BWC designation. So I encourage you to use it and let us know about it when you use it. The fourth achievement is to tell us about any additional work sites or employers that you have recruited to apply and qualify for BWC. How did you do it, and what are the agencies that you recruited or the employers that you recruited? Have you participated in any face-to-face meetings or sent out any mailings? We want to know about that. How did you achieve that? How did you get other people to sign up for BWC? Any obstacles you found and how you were able to overcome these? And a list of the employers or websites or work sites that you recruited. So tell us how you did it and who was involved. That would be great. The other, as Julie likes to call it, the catch-all, the fifth achievement, accomplishment. If we didn't cover it in the four previous achievements, that is open for you to give us anything that you want to tell us about how you promoted and got out the word about your work site being a BWC. So any creative, innovative, different, anything in an article, in an extra presentation that you did that we maybe didn't cover, different media opportunities, anything that we didn't cover, you were able to expand the BWC designation and expand your work programs by it. We want to know about that. So it's open for you to tell us what else did you do to accomplish promoting your commuter benefits and promoting your work site as the best workplaces for commuters. Okay, this is an important date here. We want you to email us the material that covers your entry to the race by November 15th. Before is okay too. You don't have to wait until the deadline. That will be good too if you can email it to us before the, this is a firm deadline. So I encourage you, as soon as you get your material ready, to just send it to info@bestworkplaces.org. We ask that you provide 2 PowerPoint slides that highlights your program and that we can use to show off your accomplishments in the virtual award ceremony in January of next year. This is a small employer that we highlighted in our award ceremony in January. It's Tyndale Oliver, and And I wanted just to show how they did their slides. So they have different events and different days that they had to promote their commuter benefits and to promote best workplaces for commuters. And they just added everything that they had done and, of course, described it to us, but that was their participating slide. I have a couple of more slides. This is the University of California, San Francisco, and they also provided some very interesting photos for us to see what they're doing and all they've been working on, like different things from electric vehicle charging stations to van pooling, different things that they had done throughout the year, and they want to highlight it as their accomplishment. And this is Penn State. I just wanted, also I like how they combine several of their activities in one slide so we can show it to you, and you're welcome to do that as well. If you're wondering about how your application will be evaluated, again, the firm deadline is November 15th, and the BWC team will review it, and each category will be compared and evaluated and ranked by gold, silver, or bronze ranking. And in addition to that, best of will be awarded in each category. So you know that there is more than one chance to enter the race and to tell us about your accomplishments. You can win the medals and also best of in each category. Okay, these are important dates. So again, you'll find them, as Jennifer said, in the help desk. So if you forget the dates, they were updated in the help desk, and you can go to the help desk at any time. It's bestworkplaces.org, and you'll find these deadlines written up in the question and answer. So we're starting off very strong. August 1st, you'll start the race, and October 31st would be when the race ends. So what we're asking you to do is think about the activities that you have performed since January of this year, and you have until October 31st, maybe to do special events even, just to get into the spirit of the race and show us what you can do. So you are more than welcome to look back or look forward to October 31st, from anywhere from January 1st through October 31st, and tell us about your activities and events and how you promoted BWC designation. And a January date has not been announced yet, but maybe we'll announce it as soon as we can schedule it for January. That would be the fun and very exciting virtual award ceremony. Yes, and just a reminder, we will use your PowerPoints that you send us. The 2 slides that we asked for will be used to highlight your achievements. This is just all our outlets that you can stay informed about our activities, our webinars, our new briefs, brochures, different events. We encourage you to stay connected with us and be updated all the time about our happenings in the best workplaces for commuters. Okay, time to race, and we look forward to seeing you at the finish line. I know some of you may have questions, and that's great. We will turn it over to Alyssa and Sarah, and they will highlight their wonderful accomplishments in smart trips, and you will enjoy their presentation. And then you can, if you think of a question in the meantime, please feel free to share it, and we'll answer it after smart trips have shared their accomplishments. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'd like to begin by saying thank you to Julie and Jennifer and all the staff of the National Center for Transit Research. They have been so instrumental to us in expanding and improving our program in the last couple of years and have helped us to gain recognition for our employers and our program at both the state and national levels. So where to begin? Smart Trips, a gold level program. We do like the sound of that, but we started out just like every TDM program with the basics, building relationships, and we did this by attending health fairs, tabling at work sites, and holding events such as Lunch and Learn. Offering free food is a great way to build a relationship. We built relationships with our participants, with local officials, with employers, and with the media. Successful TDM hinges on successful relationships. You need to get to know who all your stakeholders are, and you need to reach out to them. Once a relationship is established, we do everything we can to nurture it. One way we do that with employers is through our annual commuter challenge. And for us, those started in 2005. It's a good time for us to do a check-in with all of our employers. Sometimes we don't really get the opportunity to do that with every single one of them, and the commuter challenge gives us a time to send out materials, to be sure that we're emailing with them, to make sure that they're in the loop, as it were. So during the challenges, we hold events, and we get out and meet the participants. We encourage new people to join them. Each year we learn from these. We seek to improve them. We keep trying to find newer and more creative ways to engage our employers and our participants. We've tried the challenges for as short as a week. We've tried them for up to 6 months. We've tried different prizes, more events. One thing that was really popular was our Fit in the Fit contest. You can see the bunch of people crammed there in that Honda Fit. Now, in the first few years, it was a really fun event, and we continued to see it grow as more and more people were crammed into the Honda Fit. And towards the end of it, things got kind of ugly, as it got to be very competitive between just a few of the employers, and they always wanted to be the last one to go to see how many were crammed in there by the previous contestant. So we ended up having to drop it. That was our last year that we did the Fit in a Fit. But it does keep us on our toes, and it keeps us having to look for new and more exciting ways to engage our employers and our participants. So what we keep coming back to is those relationships. Ultimately, it's how involved your employers are that will determine how enthusiastic your participants will be about your events and about your whole program. So in 2010, we went back to the drawing board, as it is. We updated our marketing materials. We redesigned our website. We rebranded. We got back out there and reintroduced ourselves to the community, to employers, and to participants. So we placed ads on billboards and newspapers. We even had sponsorships on local public radio. We tried our hand at guerrilla marketing. You can see we had an event there at the top on Market Square, which is a downtown area for us in Knoxville. And what we did with our guerrilla marketing event was we had these large beach balls, and each one was supposed to represent a pound of CO2. And we had the equivalent in this netted area of basically one commuter's CO2 emissions for getting to work. And all week long, we had individuals at each work site who were carrying around the 1 pound equivalent, the beach balls. And they would get asked by their coworkers, hey, what's that black beach ball that you've got there? And it has the Smart Trips logo on it and the Commuter Challenge. And then they were given a little spiel to tell people that asked the question, oh, this represents 1 pound of CO2 emissions. And they were supposed to take it with them everywhere they went, on the bus, to the grocery store, just wherever they went. And they did get good feedback. A lot of people asked them about it, and they were able to talk about it and kind of bring up the conversation of what CO2 emissions are and how they should be something that you should take care of by choosing an alternative. And then we had really good press coverage at the larger event we had at the end of the week, where we had the song what was the name of that song that we played? Parking lot. Yeah. Yeah, it was a song about a parking lot. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but I can hear it in my head. But anyway, we had good press coverage, and everybody came out and danced, and they put all the beach balls into the large container, and it was a real fun event. And it was just a nice time, and it kind of got us thinking about different things that we could do from traditional type of events, like having breakfast and that sort of thing. And that kind of got us on a track of growth from that point on. And then in 2011, we went out on the bid process, and we got a new ride-sharing software provider. And we got everyone through that. And it seemed that we were everywhere, and we were doing a lot of mass marketing. But when we got down looking to it, what we realized is that, again, it was relationships, and it wasn't so much mass marketing as it was micro-marketing and the one-on-one relationships that was most successful. So as we talk about individual relationships, Smart Trips is really a personal experience. It's not a faceless relationship that the people have with us. Many of our participants think of Smart Trips as a family. Because I help them with their website difficulties or with their gift card problems, I know many of the participants by name, and they feel very comfortable with me. They call me up and say, hey, Elisa, I've got this problem, or can you fix this for me? The voice we've developed for Smart Trips is based on this. It's very conversational. When we explain the concept of Smart Trips, we keep it simple. Our initial approach is usually something along the lines of Smart Trips rewards commuters for driving less. And then we go on from there to tell about more of the features, more of the individual components of Smart Trips. And that seems to work for us. In the first 2 years when I was here, my first question to people at events would be, have you heard of Smart Trips? And 9 times out of 10, they hadn't. But now, when I'm out in the community and I ask, have you heard of Smart Trips? 9 times out of 10, I hear, yes, I have heard of it. And that's so rewarding to know that our efforts are really paying off. So for this year, we are going to do something really exciting for our Commuter Challenge. We are going to take 2 of our best workplaces employers, TVA and Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, and they're going to be involved in a Commuter Challenge training video project, similar to the Olympic training videos that some of you may remember from last summer, where they showed athletes preparing for their sport with their coaches. We're going to show 2 teams of Commuter Challenge participants preparing to get ready to participate in the Commuter Challenge by training for their carpooling event. And we think it's going to be a really good way to kick off our Commuter Challenge. And we do hope that we'll have more involvement with our employers in this year's challenge as they're spurred on by the video. We think that developing relationships with employers has proven to be the most successful strategy for attracting and retaining participants. And in 2012, Smart Trips was able to hire my colleague, Sarah Martin, to do just that. Just as an example of how successful she's been at this, in 2011 to 2012, we had 207 new participants sign up. Since Sarah has been here in that same 12-month period, we had 657 new participants sign up. So yay, go Sarah. Her title may be Employer Outreach Coordinator, but her job is actually Relationship Expert, and she's really, really good at it. So I'll let her tell you about how she's accomplished these things. And so with no further ado, Sarah Martin.
Hi everyone, so this is Sarah Martin, and Elisa, thank you very much for that kind introduction. It's been really fun working with Smart Trips, and that's part of what makes it really fun to submit our qualifications for the Race to Excellence is we have a lot of fun doing what we do, and so it's fun to talk about it, put our slides together for the submittal, and we're so thrilled to be the winner of last year's race and the best of for the supporting agency category. We're really excited about that. So, as Elisa mentioned, I joined in 2012, and it's appropriate that I be talking about best workplaces for commuters and how it relates to Smart Trips, because when I started, it was the month just about 30 days prior to our first ever Best Workplaces for Commuters ceremony, and that was really my first assignment with Smart Trips. So I started off working on Best Workplaces with Smart Trips, and that has been a good experience for me because I've really got a good perspective now that we've done it for 2 years in a row about how the Best Workplaces for Commuters designation doesn't add to the responsibilities or the services that you're offering in terms of complicating them or adding more burden. The point of my presentation today is to show you that it actually can take a lot of work off of your plate if you use it correctly. And that's what we've really discovered, is that integrating the Best Workplaces for Commuters designation into our offerings and services has really allowed us to leverage our time better and take advantage of a system that works well, that's easy to use, and that our employers really like. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of how we do that. The first slide I have here, I went ahead and put in our 2 slides that we submitted for the Race to Excellence last year. Naveen showed you those example slides from other companies, so I thought I would go ahead and include our slides also so you could see what we put in. And we used our standard PowerPoint template, as you can see, so this is exactly what we submitted. And we kind of made it look like a big party because we like to have fun when we can with our outreach efforts. And so this first slide you see just gives an overview of a lot of our employer outreach. The upper left is our employer kit, which is a box of information that our companies get whenever they sign up with Smart Trips. And that's got all kinds of things. It's got sample press releases, sample blog and newsletter articles they can use in their company communications. It's got contact information for all of us, magnets they can put up at the office, a flash drive with the Smart Trips logo that's got digital copies of everything we've given them. So that's one of the things that we've included. And on the bottom right, you see that there are a couple pages in that employer kit that propose the Best Workplaces for Commuters designation to our employers. So when that company takes that kit and gets started as a Smart Trips employer, there in the kit is kind of this next step sheet that we like to include that says, okay, congratulations on being a Smart Trips employer. The next step, if you really want to push yourself, is to become the Best Workplaces for Commuters. So what we're trying to show here in our Race to Excellence slide is that we have really leveraged Best Workplaces as that next level program. And that's been really successful for us to market it that way. In the upper right, I put a little plug for one of our events that we've done now 2 years in a row, which is called our Prize Trolley. And we are a TDM organization, and so we are one of these supporting agencies who's trying to come up with events, as Elisa said, to encourage local employers and commuters to really get involved. And Prize Trolley is one of those things where we jump on board one of the local trolleys, the free trolley. It's part of the existing public transit system here in Knoxville, and we host a game show right there on the trolley. So I thought I would include that last year. And then our second slide that we submitted last year for the Race to Excellence shows a few more photos of what we do. So some of the photos scrolling by in that vertical strip are the prize trolley. Another event we did last year to gain awareness for our commuter challenge was a window display contest. So a lot of those windows that you see there in the film strips were local companies that have storefront windows downtown. They would invent these displays that they would erect in their storefront window that promoted our commuter challenge and promoted all the different modes we give points for in the Smart Trips system. So that's telework, walking, biking, carpooling, any of those things. They could choose all of them, or they could choose just a couple of them. So that's what a lot of those photos are. And then a few of the other pictures there are some of the health fairs and things that Elisa mentioned. And another thing we put forward as a new endeavor last year are the $5 gift cards that we offer. We had been offering $10 only. That was the multiple that you could redeem whenever you participated in the Smart Trips program. And that worked really well for folks that were able to start off with their alternate commute schedule of 2 to 3 times a week. And so we started offering the $5 gift cards so that we could really recruit people who were brand new to carpooling and really couldn't do it more than once a week to start out. And so that was something we wanted to show off last year also, is that we made it a little bit easier for people to get started. So the next thing I wanted to show you is just a couple pictures from our basic employer program. I mentioned that Best Workplaces for Commuters we use it as the next level program. So first I'll give you an idea of what the first level program is. We are, as Elisa said, a free online program where you earn gift cards when you drive less. And that's the basic elevator pitch that I give whenever I go to a company for the first time, to a health fair for the first time, and I'm explaining it to someone that's never heard of it before. So as a first level company, when you are a Smart Trips employer, the basic requirements we have to be in that group are that you have to have one of us, myself or Elisa or Kelly, over to your company at least once a year, and that's usually at their health fair, sometimes at their Earth Day celebrations, any one of those events. And sometimes we do lunch and learns. So really it's a pretty minimal requirement. We ask that we go at least once a year, tell their employees about our benefits, try and recruit new members, and basically just give them the overall education about what it takes to reduce traffic congestion and emissions. And then we have a few other little requirements in there, like we really like them to publicize our program in their own corporate communications, much like Naveen talked about publicizing Best Workplaces for Commuters. And then these are some pictures that show some of the events we do. It's really a range of them. Earth Days we have found are a really good event for us. April is a popular time for health fairs, and it just happens to be the same time as Earth Day. And so that is a really busy month for us, but we do try to hit all of those events that come up, because most of the number increases that Elisa pointed out happen because of these live events. Like we really do get a lot of people that sign up at these events. And we try to make the sign-up process as easy as possible so that we can get those numbers when we're there in person. And then that bottom left image is a neighborhood community fair that we had. So sometimes it's community events, different kinds of things. All right, finally on to Best Workplaces for Commuters. So I mentioned that my first job here at Smart Trips was to organize our first ever Best Workplaces for Commuters ceremony. And I wanted to touch on this ceremony because the ceremony itself, organizing an event where you get to show off the people who have earned the Best Workplaces for Commuters designation and making that kind of a big, prominent event, I believe is a huge part of why the Best Workplaces program has been successful for us. And the top left picture there is important because those are the Knox County and Knoxville City mayors. And for both of our ceremonies that we've had so far, we've made sure to get public officials there, the bigger the better, because we find that when those folks come, our employers come. And not only do our main contacts come, like when I contact an employer, I've got that one person in the sustainability department or HR who is our general contact. But when we invite them to a Best Workplaces for Commuters ceremony, that person comes, but they also bring their entire leadership team or the top executive level folks at the employer. So we found that making a high-profile ceremony is really key to the success of the Best Workplaces program. And that's one of the things that makes it our next level program, because the recognition that they get locally suddenly increases when all the politicians are showing up to support and commend them for their achievements. And the other thing that means is that we get a lot of press, because anywhere the mayor goes, so does WAPE and WBIR and all those other local stations. So that's been a really successful strategy for us, is to make sure that some top-level politicians, city council, all those folks are there. Another thing I wanted to point out about a ceremony, we all know in this industry that it can be challenging with all the different events we're trying to host throughout the year. It can be challenging to come up with an event type that people are going to want to attend and that they're going to attend regularly so that we can count on a good turnout whenever we have these. The nice thing about a Best Workplaces for Commuters ceremony is that you've got built-in attendance increase every year. So I put on here two photos, the 2012 participation and the 2013 participation that we had with double the size group for the next year. And that's because we really tried to get a new crop of people to certify in 2013, but we also made sure to invite all of our 2012 designees to re-up their membership into Best Workplaces for Commuters. So automatically each year you're adding 6 more employers to the mix. So next year, and we aim for about 6, it can be obviously whatever goal you have, but that means next year we'll have about 18 employers. And so we've naturally built in this attendance increase each year, which is it's a good boon for us because it can be difficult to recruit for these events. So finally, this last slide that I have here, the graphic on there is a little bit small, and I will explain what that is at the end, but I thought you could just listen in for a bit because I wanted to give you the inside view of how we use the logistics of Best Workplaces for Commuters to really rope in our employers and build a deeper involvement and deeper relationship. So the first thing about offering a Best Workplaces for Commuters program that's a benefit is it's a good exercise in clarity, because the first step is really to look at your existing list of employers or to look at candidates and employers in your city that you haven't talked to yet, and you have to really ask yourself, okay, who are the people that are most likely to jump in at this upper level program? So it gives you a lot of clarity internally so that you can kind of say, like, well, we have this one company and they've been involved a little bit, but it's really just their annual health fair, and maybe there's a lot of turnover and we haven't kept a good contact, versus a company who is sustainably minded as part of their corporate mission. They really try to get a lot of press out of their sustainable endeavors. Those are the people that kind of make this list that you make in-house of who to approach for best workplaces. And so that builds a lot of clarity, I find, within Smart Trips. The other thing that's nice is that once you have that list of who to pitch Best Workplaces for Commuters to, the reactions that we've had so far is that they're usually really flattered that you approach them with this opportunity, because it shows that their efforts to come across as a sustainable employer are really successful, because we've noticed that they are interested in this sort of thing. And it's a vote of confidence because it shows that we think they can make it. They can meet the certification. A great thing I mentioned that I wanted to show that Best Workplaces for Commuters makes our job easier, like engaging it in our program this way, largely because it's a pre-made system. So we didn't have to write the rules. We didn't have to write the qualification structure. It's pre-made. We can just bring this application, the online application, or any of the literature available on the Best Workplaces website to the employer and pitch it right there as a package. We didn't have to write any of it, which is great. One thing that we've done that's been really successful is you don't have to just identify these employers that are your standard employers you're working with and think, oh gosh, it's such a big obstacle for that one company to be able to implement a telework program or be able to carpool, to where 14% of their people are carpooling. We have had a lot of success. We try to get some of those people where we're really upping the game and introducing a new kind of goal, but we also have been trying to identify employers that are already meeting the Best Workplaces for Commuters requirements, but just never thought about going for a certification like this. So far, probably about 50% of the people we have certified are people that already had excellent commute practices in place, but didn't know they could go for something like this and get recognition. And so that's really been a good boon for us as well. And then another important thing I would mention is that we do pay the first-year dues of all of our certified employers. And just that first year is a good way to get them in, make it really easy for them. And then the second year we've offered a discount so far. We're kind of inventing this pay structure as we go. But what we would like to do is get them in the habit of paying the full dues once they've been in for a couple years. And that really builds longevity with our employers. And then the last thing, I will explain this little graphic. What you're looking at here on the slide is the online application for Best Workplaces for Commuters. I took it straight from the website there because most of our employers do like to go ahead and apply online. It's really easy. Some of the people that we've signed up, I will go to their worksite and explain exactly how to do it. Other ones, they want to do it completely on their own from their desk. And so this PDF that we're seeing here on the screen is actually a tutorial that we created that shows exactly how to fill out the Best Workplaces for Commuters application. And so those notes you see in red are my explanation that say, okay, because you're applying for BWC within Smart Trips as a Smart Trips employer, you automatically qualify for these benefits. And so I'll go ahead and check the boxes that say, oh, you're a member in a TMA or a TMO. Yes, you offer an emergency ride home program, because a lot of these employers don't remember those details. And so this is a nice little PDF we've been able to send to all of our employers to remind them that they've already done quite a bit to qualify simply by being a Smart Trips employer. So I hope that gives everyone a good overview of how we have really taken advantage of the Best Workplaces for Commuters designation and used it to lighten our load, if nothing else. And it's really deepened our relationships. The relationships that Elisa mentioned with our employers, I feel like are much stronger and more consistent because of Best Workplaces. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elisa and Sarah. That was a great presentation. I think everyone can see why you were a Best of and Gold Employer last year. And also, I believe you received a Governor's Award, correct? So that's another an award and recognition that you received in Tennessee. And also, let's see, if you have any questions, you can feel free to type them in the Q&A queue, which is at the top of your screen. And we'll just take a few minutes if you do have some questions for Smart Trips or regarding the race. One question that we did have come in was someone asked, is commuter benefits a general term, or do you mean specific IRS tax benefits? For example, we have a private carpooling network. Could we use the number of employees we encourage to sign up for this network in our quantifiable metrics? And the answer to that is commuter benefits, yes, is used as a general term, so you can use your private carpooling network in your quantifiable metrics. So please do include any type of benefit you're offering. Okay, well, it looks like we don't have any questions coming in. I hope you really enjoyed the presentation. And let's see, we're going to put the evaluation up on the screen. And so please complete the evaluation and give us your suggestions. Tell us what you found beneficial about today's presentation. And Naveen, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Thank you, everybody. And if you have more questions that you thought of after the presentation, please feel free to either check the question and answers in the help desk or just email info@bestworkplaces.org.
Yes, and the BWC team is always here to help you. And before the end of the race, we'll be sending you some helpful tips. And we're going to be arranging a couple more webinars that are going to highlight some different aspects. We're going to announce an upcoming university bike sharing webinar that's going to be held during July. So watch your emails. You'll be getting that information soon. And we'll have some other helpful sessions that will get you going in the race to excellence. So we look forward to working with you. And again, if you have any questions, we're here to answer them at any time.